All right, YouTube. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast Talking Auburn Football. Go ahead and like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. All right, so the national championship is over and done with. LSU with a big win over Clemson, bringing the national championship back to the SEC and, of course, LSU's first one in a little while. Now, I like this part of the season because we start to – you see the players that depart, and then you have the players that are coming in. And two players that come to mind that are actually leaving the program via graduation is Jeremiah Dinson and Daniel Thomas. I think these are two guys that have really taken advantage of the development under Kevin Steele in this particular program, and they have gotten themselves in a position to where they can be marketable candidates in the National Football League. Now, I'm looking at this from a perspective to where it's always great when you have two guys that weren't necessarily heavily recruited, low-end star-wise, put themselves in a position to actually make themselves some money. Now, Jeremiah Dinson, in my opinion, will probably be the most marketable of the two. Jeremiah Dinson is an incredible tackler. He's not absolutely terrible in coverage. I wouldn't be shocked if both of these guys, Daniel Thomas and Jeremiah Dinson, wind up, being somewhat, maybe will linebackers in the NFL, like outside linebackers. I'm not too sure if they're going to be fast enough to keep up with the pace of the NFL, but I really can see them in either a nickel package or as reserve linebackers in the NFL. Definitely two guys that can really help solidify an NFL team with depth and things of that nature. They're very hard worker, very blue-collar type players, and were very beneficial to Auburn's program, especially on defense with helping out with tackling, especially in 2018, helping to shore up. I think Auburn's linebackers in the 2018 season with Deshaun Davis, in a traditional sense, the linebackers weren't that bad. But with the speed of the game continuing to increase, the linebackers of the world like Deshaun Davis and Montavious Atkinson, those types of linebackers are kind of outdated. You have to be a little bit more agile at that linebacker position. And Trey Matthews, Daniel Thomas, Jeremiah Dinson actually help to supplement that level of speed for, that the linebackers lack. I'll tell you another thing. You look at the recruiting for Auburn at the linebacker position. Fast linebackers like KJ Britt, Zacoby McClain, and those guys. See, you talk about a 3-1-7 defense that Auburn ran against LSU. You can't do that if you have, one, you don't get pressure up front, and two, if you don't have relatively fast linebackers, because there's nowhere in the hell that Auburn would have been able to do that in 2018 facing an LSU team like that, because the linebackers is just too slow. In my opinion, I don't think you would have got enough push out of Dontavius Russell. I think, Tyrone Truesdale was definitely a nice replacement for Dontavius Russell. So we look at guys like Jeremiah Dinson and Daniel Thomas, and we can't help but be proud of these guys in the way they develop. Jeremiah Dinson doing a great job of recovering from a really gruesome injury in the Texas A&M game. I think that was back in 2016. These guys have been around the program for quite some time. Very experienced players, really did a good job of providing the leadership for the defense moving forward. Probably, when you look at it from a projection standpoint, they're probably in the middle tier of safeties that are going to be coming out in the draft this year. I really doubt that these guys go in any round earlier than 4, but I do feel they do get picked up by an NFL team one way or the other, and I think they'll be very serviceable in the National Football League as professionals. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast Talking Auburn Football. Big shout out to Jeremiah Dinson and Daniel Thomas. Big War Eagle to those guys. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger. Go ahead and like the video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. You all have a great day. And again, War Eagle.